Back once again. This is indeed the Tadridian report coming from the most Greek town of Tadrida, modern Crimea, which is, as you can see, written on the bus, Theodosia, a wonderful town. The west is that way, and you can see the north is that way. So if our boys are going towards the west, it's that way. Anyways, yeah, there are planes flying back and forth. The Z people can be seen all around. Well, could it be called the war times? Well, as you can understand, by the way, the name of the place is called Crimea. It originates from a Turkish word kurim, which means fortress. And so here we are back in the fortress. The times are pretty well strange because on one hand, since World War II, we, the Russians, are enjoying the most dreadful times. Now I'm talking about the international relations, right? Which are on a very low level at the moment. On the other hand, as you can see, people are having some magnificent, joyful time, and not even minding the fact that the planes towards Crimea are banned. Nothing is flying from Moscow or any other town to Simferopolis or backwards. So but the funny part of it all is that in the sky you'd be hearing planes flying back and forth, mostly back from the west over to the east, or well, I don't know. So they're flying back and forth at a good speed, but the funny fact is that we're hearing the sounds of military planes, and you can as well even distinguish the names of the planes. The one and the only, the classical vintage sound of the legendary Su-27 of the Russian Imperial Air Force can be heard once or a couple of times a day, and yeah, it sort of brings stability into the mind. Now, stability is what we're enjoying at the moment because musicians are playing music, as you can probably see. Children are running, grannies are holding on to their bags and stuff. So everyone's enjoying a lifestyle of his own. Though, as I've mentioned already, we're seeing, well, a considerable amount of Z people, and I'm talking about the people in green. I'm talking about soldiers. Now, we are probably far from conclusions, but the spirits are high here in Russia, for instance, because it's becoming more and more obvious that the means and the goals of the operation, and we're talking about the operation, are probably finally to be met. And yes, the world public, the collective West, or as we love to call it, is in the favor of probably dividing the remains of a former Soviet Republic of Ukraine into different parts. And yes, their dream would be met, would be achieved. They will achieve their goals. Little parts of Western Ukraine probably will join the European Union as a part of Poland, or a part of Romania, or a part of Hungary. And that will be a general consensus which probably will suit everybody, including the Ukrainians themselves, because everyone who would be European oriented, they'll mingle with the European people, and that means, and there's not much to do at the moment, because, well, yes, it's around probably seven up to 10 million people, Ukrainians, that have already fled to Europe, and well, mostly Poland, of course, and some other countries, including Baltic countries and Eastern European. Lots of, well, and by the way, Canada has a big diaspora of Ukrainians, and they're already there. So, well, let's say the considerable amount, the majority of those who were to flee the country, they've already done that. So the remains would be probably taken over by Poland, Romania, Hungary, and Russia. Would there be Ukraine? I don't really know. I mean, I'm not an oracle, but it seems as if some of the collective mind goals are to be met eventually. As we're talking about, the movement of Ukraine towards Europe or backwards towards Russia, whether it is backwards, now it's like to the east, right, or to the west. And here in Crimea, it was so that very obvious, as I told you before, probably in one of my recent reports, of which I don't have that many, to be honest, but as I told before, the Crimeans are much more confident and much more pro operation than those others on the continent, as they call it, on the motherland of the continent. Because, well, yeah, they've been through stuff, they've seen it all, and now they're like, yeah, do them, get them done. So, well, anyways, this was all said, and the report is such. Lots of people coming over. As I said, I don't have the slightest how they're doing it. As you can see, there's a load of cars, and they're, more and more coming over, and people are trying as hard as they can to enjoy life, and it seems they actually do. As a matter of fact, there's a big company of builders coming over from the Chechen Republic. Yes, and these young lads from Chechen Republic, they're sort of hopping around, feeling so free and paying attention towards the local females. Yeah, nice one. So yeah, here we go. The Chechen Republic is helping to build. Well, basically, they're constructing the pipelines. They're constructing, as you can see, the road is of a very good quality. Everything is being built, constructed, and it's all just for the better. People from all around Russia. As a matter of fact, I've seen American number yesterday. A big vehicle. I was with a gentleman from California. Somehow managed to come over to Tavrida, which is remarkable. Anyways, you're very welcome to come over. This is a very safe place with good prices, with good mindset, people loving each other. As you can see, there's police working, the buses are working, everything is so well done. The prices are unbelievably low. As I told you before, like before the operation, 10 eggs would cost 92 rubles, which would be about €1. And now it's 48 rubles for 10 eggs, and the exchange rates are ridiculous. I mean, it used to be 120 something rubles for €1 before the operation, and now we're having 59 rubles for €1 approximately. You can watch it over. It gets a little bit higher and then comes a little bit lower again, but there we are, that's what we're having. And so come over, very welcome, and I'll see you soon. I mean, you'll probably see some of me. and put a like, subscribe, as they say, and you can write your questions. Ta-da! Till then.